welcome to my channel. I am Liz and thank you for coming. Let me know how you like the new intro, and if you didn't already, give this video a big thumbs up, and if you would like to, please subscribe down below or at the end of this video. So as you can see today by the title, I wanted to give you guys some life hacks, some tips if you will, that will help you when transitioning into college, or if you already are in college and you have been for years. These may be some things that you didn't know and you can use, and it will save your life in college. I promise. I am not exaggerating. This stuff will help you conquer like those little tidbits in college. I know you guys are probably thinking, girl, like college, we just got out of school, like summer break is starting, why aren't you doing a summer video? What time is it? Summertime. But it is really best to prepare for college a few months before you are actually going into it and not wait till the last minute. And if you are a returning college student this year, you may be taking summer classes, and this can help you. So my first tip for you guys is when picking your classes, use RateMyProfessor. RateMyProfessor has literally saved me from having terrible professors like as long as I've been going to college. And I don't take classes like all the time. I've had some breaks in between, but I've been taking college classes since I was a junior in high school. It does save you, because usually when I use RateMyProfessor, the ratings and the comments are so accurate. Like when I take my classes, the professor does exactly what the student on RateMyProfessor said. So RateMyProfessor is a website where students make accounts and they post comments and they rate the professor. You can add a professor if you have an account, or you can comment and put your own ratings. And they'll just talk about if the professor gives extra credit, if they have a lot of homework, if they're really rude, if they're really nice. And most of the time, like probably 95% of the time, this is correct. Some people post more harsh comments than others, so I usually take my time when reading through comments for professors and go through the list and compare. If there are more negative comments, then I probably won't go with that professor, and if there are more positive comments, then I will. One tip that I can give you guys for using RateMyProfessor is that when you're searching a professor, there are sometimes multiples of that professor. That is because a user of the site has posted a second rating to the site. So for instance, I had a professor called Miss Heinz, and I believe she had 2 accounts on there. It's because if I post an account and then people comment on it, and then you post an account and people comment on it, there are going to be 2 uploads. So I usually look at both of them, and sometimes it happens because there's a professor with the same exact name in a completely different country or a completely different city or state or whatever. So I usually just look at both of them, and you can tell if they're for your school because it will have the name of the school underneath the professor's name, and that is a really great tip to use. Pick your classes based on your needs. I know that when I first graduated out of high school, I was taking classes and working at the same time, and I had to set my schedule around my work schedule because I could pick my work schedule. And I would sometimes go to class, go to work, and go back to class. So I started classes at about 7:30 a.m., which is the earliest you can start classes. So the next tip I have for you guys is to prep for your classes. Please, please, please do this. I know for my college, most of the time before class starts, maybe about a week, sometimes 2 weeks, the professor will post the syllabus in the school's portal. Our portal is called Polk Desire to Learn because I go to Polk State College, and the professor will tend to post information into this portal so that you can view it online, even if it is not an online class. Most schools, I believe, use Blackboard. Now, the next tip I have for you guys is to go along sort of with reading the syllabus and prepping for your class. When you have a college class and you have to get textbooks, and sometimes you don't have to get textbooks, but you already bought it or you already rented it, and now you have to pay the rental fee even though you haven't used it for the entire semester. Girl, boy, I got you. You don't even gotta go through the hassle. I don't know if you guys know this or if you figured this out already, but along the way through me taking classes, I figured out, instead of trying to buy the material before the class starts, just wait until the first day of class, and your professor typically will go through the syllabus with you word for word, and they will typically tell you if they will require you to use the textbook or if they require you to have such materials in the syllabus. Most of the time that I've taken classes, the professors have had the material inside of the syllabus, but you did not have to have it for the class. They were just required to post it into the syllabus, and sometimes even they had their own textbook inside the class because they're required to have at least one. I really highly recommend that you all wait till the first or second day of your class, or until your professor tells you what you specifically need for your class, because it will save you time and money for them to tell you if you do need that reading material or if they will provide all of it for you. Going along with getting the reading material from your professor on the day that class starts, another tip for you to save time and money is to not buy or rent your textbooks from your school store. The school store typically raises the prices way higher than they should be. I know my school does, and sometimes I will all the time now, I will go on to Chegg.com and Amazon.com and look in the student section and compare the prices to the school's bookstore and see if the rental fee or the buyout fee is less than the bookstore. And typically, most of the time, it is less, and Amazon sometimes tends to be a few dollars less than Chegg. Sometimes it ranges to even $10 and $20 less than Chegg.com. But typically, those websites are much, much cheaper than your school's bookstore. So I recommend that you do go on those websites and check out their books. And schools will make it seem as though they are the only resource for your textbook material, and it is much easier just to go in the bookstore and say, hey, I have class 1201C and I need the textbook for class 1201C. They'll pull it right up and you'll pay for it. But you might be paying $80 to $100 more than what you really need to, instead of just taking the time to get the title of your book, make sure you have the right edition and the ISBN number, and going on to Amazon.com or Chegg.com and typing it all in yourself and trying to save you money. Now, I recommend that you do this even if you're using scholarships or financial aid. I cannot say this enough. I tell all my classmates this. I tell everyone this that I know, because I figured this out after a couple of my classes. I did use financial aid in the beginning of my college career, if you will say, and this is a really saver, because if you are using financial aid or scholarships, after that money has been applied to your classes and your textbooks, you do receive the remainder of those funds. And you will get more money back if you spend less money on your textbooks and on your classes and your material. So to save you money and to get you more money back to use to maybe buy a laptop or a book bag or something like that that your school's bookstore may or may not cover through financial aid, and for you to have the tangible money to use on whatever you may need, I recommend that you try this to save money. This will help. Another tip with textbooks is that sometimes your class will allow you to purchase the ebook. Typically, for our school, the textbook, the hard copy, is the most expensive. The soft copy is the middle, and then there is the e-reader file that they will allow you to purchase online. I took a psychology class and the e-reader was the cheapest one yet, so I went with the e-reader. Going into being out of state, if at all possible, I recommend that you move to the area where you are going to college at least 6 months before you are supposed to enroll into classes, if at all possible, because there is a policy in most states that you are considered a resident after 6 months. Now, each state has its own policy, so you will need to look in the policy for whatever state that you are going to, but most of the time it is a 6-month time period before you are considered as a official resident of that state. So then when you go to enroll for classes, they will charge you the in-state fee rather than the out-of-state fee, which will be maybe $1,000 to $2,000 more than what the in-state resident fee will cost you. Now, moving on from prepping for your classes and getting your textbooks and everything, now you are finally in your class. You've met your professor. You may or may not have talked with some of your classmates yet, but a really great tip for you guys is to ask questions. A friend of mine, Angelica, you guys may have heard me talk about her in my vlogs before. Link in the description. Self-plug. You guys may have heard me talk about her in my vlogs before. She recently put on her Instagram page, which I will link down below in the description box so you guys can watch for yourself. She had a classmate who was doing a project and didn't ask a certain question, which led her to not do as well in this project and not let her succeed as well as she could have if she just asked a question. Now, I know college is a really big life step. You may be nervous, you may be anxious, excited, and all these emotions at the same time. But when you get into your classes, do not be afraid to ask questions, because it will fall back onto you if you do not know what you are doing, and you never should rely on a classmate's expression of what is going on in your class or what is happening with your material, because they could be very much incorrect and lead you to go down and get a worse grade than when you could have if you just asked the professor to take some time out after class or set up a meeting with your professor. So asking questions is very important. Even if you think it's a stupid question and you just don't really understand, please always ask questions. I highly recommend that you make sure that your professor has every grade for you. Even if you didn't make a good grade, every grade will help. Even if it's like a C or a D. If it's in there as a 0, it's gonna be way worse for you than if it's in there as like a 65%. Now, I hope you guys are doing really good in your classes, but it is better for you to check your grades throughout the semester or throughout the quarter, however your school does it, because like with my art teacher, she used paper grading system, like the old school like elementary grading system. Y'all know what I'm talking about, like the agenda with the lines in it and you have to like write the grade and the name of it at the top. Yeah, she was old school. So she would sometimes miss our grades, especially if we turned in late, because she did allow us to turn in things up to a week or two late, I believe. And sometimes she would forget, or even if we turned it on time, she would miss grading our work. So always make sure that you check with your teacher, your professor, and make sure that they have each and every grade that they're supposed to have for you. Any grade will help you. College for you guys is supposed to be fun and exciting, and you're supposed to find yourself in college and experience new things. So I don't want you guys to be so focused on the big things like classes and homework, but you do need to do your homework. If you miss a grade, it could be very crucial. Going back to what I said about reading the syllabus, in your syllabus it will tell you if you need to use 25% of your grade for a final exam, or if your exams throughout the year or the semester or the quarter are going to be 10% or 5%, and if you miss that 25%, it could be detrimental to your class grade. And when you drop a class grade that is very, very low in college, it hurts your GPA so much. You could start out with a 4.0 because you had all A's in your classes. As soon as you get a C, you could have like a 2.0, depending on the weight of that class. But also, I want you guys to collaborate with your classmates all across the board, meet new people, make new friends, and it can be so much fun. You guys can work on your homework together, study for tests together, and collaborating with your other classmates from your classes, and maybe even you guys introduce each other to other people and you just have like a huge study group. It makes it so much more stress-free when you guys help each other out rather than trying to go about it on your own. So make sure that you collaborate with classmates. It's so much fun, and you're making new friends, and you're getting like the real college experience. And the very, very, very last tip that I have for you guys is just to have fun. Experience the joy of becoming an adult and being in college. And if you're moving away to college, go out and have fun. If you are going away to college, experience new things, meet new people, learn the culture around you. Just be responsible, but also try to be carefree, because these are the days that you are supposed to be in your wonderland, and you are supposed to find yourself and find other people and make mistakes, but just don't get arrested. Make mistakes, but be responsible at the same time, and learn from your mistakes and have fun and just enjoy life. And I love you guys so much, and I thank you guys so much for watching this video today. If you liked it, as I said in the beginning, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. If you want to see more of these videos, leave a comment down below and tell me. If you like the new intro, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know down below what other types of videos you guys would like for me to do. And if you guys didn't notice, I got braces, and there is a vlog about that on my vlog channel, Adventures with Liz, which the link is always down below in the description box, with all my Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you guys can chat with me on all those social platforms. Every time someone joins our fan club, then I always tweet to you guys, or Instagram you guys, or Snapchat you guys. And shout out to our newest member of the club. Her name is Julia. I believe on Twitter her name is Julia X Beauty, and she's so sweet. She told me she loves my videos, and she is the newest member of the family. So you guys go tweet her and stuff and welcome her to the family. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to come back for more, and I hope you enjoyed these college tips today. Thank you guys. Bye. Things will never change.